How you doing? This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, and I'm going to talk more about the Bellgab trolls, liars, fools, idiots, haters, whatever word you want to apply to these people, it applies. Now, I did the video for Coast to Coast AM, and Inglorious Bitch said it was all made up, and I'm going to quote her stupidity. Oh, yeah, that was scripted for him. Senda has never said anything that intelligent. Did you notice? He was perfectly still while he read what he was supposed to say. I guess Nori has seen all the gifts of Senda and told him not to move. Too bad a naked Kathy didn't walk across the screen in the background. That would have been priceless. Whoever wrote that little script was making fun of both Kathy, trapped in an elevator with big and beautiful Roseanne Barr, and Senda, trapped in an apartment with neat freak Felix Unger. Not that Senda was intelligent enough to notice. Well, I hate to disappoint you, Inglorious Bitchy Witchy one, but I wrote that. Not Nori, not anyone at Premiere, not anyone outside of this apartment. And you're too stupid to notice that Kathy wasn't even in the apartment at the time. She was at her home. She wasn't anywhere near here, and nor would she ever walk naked into a video. So, grow up. And as for Roseanne Barr, she's not physically appealing. She's big. She's not beautiful. And don't make comments about me because it had nothing to do with me. She's one of the worst singers ever. She sang the national anthem at San Diego Padres Park and got booed mercilessly. And people said it was one of the worst, if not the worst, rendition of the national anthem ever done. And talking about her and talking about Felix Unger, well, I played Oscar Madison on stage. I know the part. I know the part of Felix Unger. I've watched every episode of The Odd Couple, both the new one and the old one, and the movie. And I've seen the play. So it was a joke. But you're too stupid to realize it was an analogy and a joke. Roseanne Barr's voice is irritating, nasal, whiny. And Felix Unger has personality traits that would drive anyone crazy. His honking, his spraying, his saying Oscar, Oscar, Oscar. But I'm not going on. I know what he did and what he does. I talked to Jack Klugman about it. Because we both played the same role. I played it on stage. Jack played it on television. He may have played on stage. I'd have to do some research on that. May he rest in peace. And the other thing, I'm too stupid to create my own video. And I sit perfectly still because I was looking at the screen. You idiot. There's nothing on my screen with text that someone else wrote. It came out of my head. The only phrase in there that's not could be considered original is the words out there. I have a UFO book called Out There. The word out there was said by William Shatner in a Star Trek movie when he asked what course he wanted the Enterprise to follow. There's a song Somewhere Out There. So it's not an original phrase, but when I came up with it, it was original to me. And that's all that should matter. And I'm too stupid to do my own video, and yet I've done over 900 of them. The only time there's not original content out here is when I read from a news story or an opinion piece or quote from someone like Rush Limbaugh. And the other thing, I've lost 19.5 pounds. But I'm sure all of you trolls sitting on your fat asses aren't losing a damn thing. I walk every day. And I'm not eating trowels of food or plates of food by shoveling them in. I used to eat a lot because when I got nervous, I ate. Or when I got bored, I ate. I don't do that anymore. Last night I had cauliflower for dinner. That was it. I've changed my diet. I drink a lot more water. I haven't been in the last few days because my allergies have been killing me. And there's one other thing. Laura Kinch. She works at the DMV. And I'm trying to think of the word. Not whining, but as if it was such a great help to give me advice how to fill out my medical paperwork for a DMV suspension that should have never happened because another busybody employee, like Laura Kinch is a busybody, reported to the DMV that I had a stroke when I never had a stroke. And I'm pausing for thought because sometimes I get tongue-tied. But the stroke never happened, but this woman overheard me talking to Kathy in line saying the pain in my leg was so severe I thought I was having a damn stroke. Now, it turns out in retrospect, it was probably my sciatic nerve acting up, and I didn't know it. But she, being the busybody woman that she is, just like Laura Kinch is another busybody DMV employee, reported to the DMV I had a stroke. They suspended my license. And no amount of talking to them would dissuade them once they made their imperious decision that I had a stroke. They wanted proof by a doctor that I didn't have a stroke. And how do you disprove a negative? I didn't have a doctor, a private general practitioner doctor, for years. I finally got one when I was referred to UCSF. And that paperwork has been submitted, so I didn't need Laura's help. The DMV sent me the forms. I knew about it years ago. I couldn't send it until I got a doctor. So Yorkshire Putz, you can shut the hell up too. Wasn't rejecting your help. It wasn't needed. I had the forms in a drawer in my living room, filled out, waiting to have a doctor give my medical condition, sign it, and I mailed it in. And once I got a doctor, my doctor signed all my medical problems, said they're all correctable by medication that related to driving, and nothing else, by the way. And it's with the DMV. All I have to do is pay off my seatbelt ticket and a $150 fine. And then I've got to go to my state senator and fight their imposition of wanting me to take a written driving test and another $75 charge that they charged me for the privilege, and I use the word in quotes, of getting my license suspended when it wouldn't have been suspended in the first place if someone didn't mind their own damn business. And another thing, they keep posting stuff I posted about George Nori. I was making fun of George Nori, and one guy said I've threatened him with physical harm. How the hell would I possibly threaten a man with physical harm when he's either 300 or more miles away from me in Sherman Oaks or in Los Angeles? I don't know where he lives, in L.A., or he's 1,500 miles away from me in St. Louis. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have that kind of power. And I wouldn't waste my time go visiting Nori to attack him. That's so stupid, it's unimaginable. You know, the problem with the trolls on Bellgab, they don't realize when I'm making a joke or when I made fun of Nori because some of the things he says and still says sound really, really dumb. Or they're uninformed. Or he's making an assumption based on things that isn't the case. Like he talked about ghosts, and science has proved that there are no ghosts. That's silly. Science hasn't proved anything. There's something that people are seeing, just like something that people are seeing with UFOs. But I'm not here to do a criticism of George Nori. He and I have become friends. He's paying me. Actually, his network's going to pay me for my video. And I'll be on once a month, and the trolls can't stand it. And they can't admit that someone doing a video in his apartment, and who's done over 900 videos, can come up with original content when most of those 900 videos are my original content or Kathy's. Because she does videos too. So, you know, the fools on Bellgab, the anonymous posters on Bellgab, the anonymous trolls on Bellgab, who issued their opinion, as if it's a pronouncement from up high, or on high actually, are just that. They're anonymous trolls. Their opinions and their help mean nothing. Partly because when they give an opinion, or this is what you should do, George, and I'm George Senda, not Senda, by the way. That's an insulting way of referring to me, and I can't stand it. It's their opinion. They don't know the facts. They don't know what's going on in my life other than what I say online or say in a video. They have no idea. Now, some of it they've gotten from the evil Area 51 drone, who has no honor, no decency, and who published pertinent things about me that I told him that were supposed to be kept in confidence. And I'll never talk to him again. He can go to hell. And Kathy will never talk to him again because he insulted her by asking his smutty sex questions about her sex life. I don't listen to trolls and their opinion. It means nothing. I don't listen to their advice like Paladin telling me about dieting and exercise. He's a troll. If you're a decent person, if you interact with me on a personal basis, you've gotten to know me, your opinion, then I'll listen. I don't have to follow it. There's no law, rule, or regulation that makes me have to follow it, but I'll listen and take it under advisement. These people have no life. They sit there and they post for hours and hours on me, and if it's not on me, in the Nori thread, they post on George Nori. Nori has always been decent and kind to me. And it's not about him buying my glasses. They were broken. I had to tape them in my head because I couldn't see, and they made fun of that. They keep posting that picture all the time. And I didn't have the money to buy new ones. And it was not solicited by me. He offered it when he saw I had heard I had no glasses. They were broken. That the temples, here and here, snapped clean off. And I found out the other day that it turns out the glasses he bought, the lenses have been warped when they were made. So I have to go back and say, hey, these should still be under warranty. They were defective. I didn't know this till I went to the eye doctor and locally here and said, there's something wrong with these glasses. I'm having trouble seeing on them. They looked and they said, the glass is warped. I didn't design the glasses or manufacture the lenses. So I got to go back to Costco and take them back. And as for my one last thing, I stare at the screen because it's a good 2 or 3 feet away from my face, and I have to see what I'm doing, and I squint at times. And that's why I sit still. I've got to see what I'm doing. Not what I'm reading off a text that someone else provided, because there was no such thing, unless I quote somebody as I just did. The Nori videos will be mine, and mine only. Now, he suggested the content for Friday's show because it was Friday the 13th. He wanted me to talk specifically about Friday the 13th, but that's the only input I got about Nori, except that I had to redo the video because it wasn't acceptable for audio purposes. I redid the video about 4 times before I got it right, because this microphone keeps breaking up, and this piece of crap that I bought from China barely works. So I'll have to buy a new microphone that works and is better than this headset. Well, these trolls don't know me. They're anonymous. They wouldn't dare put out their name and address and phone number. They wouldn't put out where they live, because I'd go and accost them. I wouldn't harm them, but I'd say, why are you doing this? What sickness makes you attack someone you don't even know? If you don't like the videos, you don't like what I post, that's one thing. But to go after me and my girlfriend constantly, to make your sick animated GIFs, your sick pictures, and your analogies, the Senda mobile and all that stuff, it's just stupid. It's not going to change who I am. It's just going to make you feel more self-important instead of the little anonymous nobodies you all truly are. So that's all I'm going to say about the Bellgab trolls for now. Nori thinks I'm important. He likes me. And obviously his network, likes me, or they wouldn't be having my videos on Coast to Coast, would they? Because they said, well, we don't think this guy is right for the website and the show. They wouldn't approve it. He had to go to them to approve it. They had to review it. So, it's not up to me what Nori decides to have on the air. I have the topic for next month. I'll record it in the next few days. I'll send it to Nori. And he finds it acceptable, it'll be on next month. It'll be on every month. Excuse me. If you don't like it, well, you don't like it. I don't care if you don't like it. Oh yeah, one last thing. The dislikes on YouTube. Well, a lot of those are put on by the trolls on Bellgab. It doesn't mean that it's disliked because they dislike it. They click on the dislike because they're mean-spirited people. I've had videos that were posted for 30 seconds and I got 8 dislikes, which is impossible. You can't possibly listen to a video that's longer than 30 seconds and automatically dislike it unless you're an ass. And I'm insulting asses and donkeys and mules everywhere by saying that. All right, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh. I'm out of here. I got another video to do. If you're not a troll, have a nice day. If you are a troll, go to hell and shut the hell up. Bye-bye.